comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Here comes the. You ain't built for a skirt as a nigga can be. It's what sound like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming for ya. It's what sound like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming, like when I come for ya. It's what sound like. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is your Gridiron Gang, brought to you by the Betting News Network. That is Shaggy Bets. That is Jess Sook. My name is Sweatpants Jesus. So stoked to have you guys here. Happy Sunday. It is week 3 of the NFL season, and boys, the vibes are high. I can't believe it's already week 3. Man, we get so ready for the NFL season to come and like hang out, and then like you're like, whoa, fuck, it's week 3. Holy shit.
I can't believe it's been 2 weeks since Chicago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dude. That is wild. It was also happy fall. It is the first day of fall, everybody, as well. It is officially fall. It's 90 degrees outside for me, so it doesn't feel like it's fall, but technically it's fall.
I want fall. I need the cool
I'm permanently in sweatpants, so but it's all right. It's all right. Chat, thanks so much for stopping by today. Welcome to the show. This is brought to you by our sponsors at BetOnline. You guys know the deal. To bet everything we're going to talk about today for the NFL in week 3 and beyond, go check out BetOnline for a $1,000 deposit bonus and $10 dropped into your account with that cute little QR code at the top corner of the screen. Chat, keep dropping what you guys have. Crazy Pellet's already got a touchdown parlay of all the tight ends. I really like that Brock Bowers look. We're going to talk about that when we get to that Raiders game. I already have almost 10 units deployed today, so I'm gonna probably not deploy anymore, but you guys know how this show goes. It's
It is Kadar. We'll get there. I got 2 of them that I like today.
Ooh-wee. We're going to go game by game with you guys today. We got a little more time. We started a little earlier, so we're going to go game by game. We've kind of been doing this on every show throughout the week, but now that all the lines are pretty much where they are before the games start, a lot of lineups are set, a lot of guys are in, out, etc. So we're going to look at stuff, lock in some things that we've either had throughout the week Maybe some things have moved. Let you guys know what we have out there as well. And as always, you guys can go peep the scribbles at bettingnews.com. We dropped our staff article yesterday. We're going to be doing that every single week. And we have, pretty much game coverage of every single game. So go check it out at bettingnews.com. Boys, before we get into game by game, let's talk about some fantasy stuff. Chat, this is your daily reminder to go set your fantasy lineups wherever you guys have your fantasy stuff, if you have not already, because we have 2 hours until kickoff. So go check it out. Go make sure. We are probably going to have some news drop in the next hour of guys that are in or out. But we're going to do it. We're going to play stud or dud. We're going to do it with quarterback, running back, and wide receiver. Make it nice and tight, nice and quick. It should be pretty straightforward. Nice and tight for tight end day. You know what I'm saying? Number 1, quarterback. Jalen Hurts, the number 3 ranked quarterback on ESPN this week. As you guys saw on Monday Night Football last week, he was 23 of 30 for 183 yards and a touchdown with an interception, 13 rushes for 85 yards. He did also get into the end zone with the infamous tush push. Gents, against the New Orleans Saints today, you think Jalen's going to be a stud, or do you think he's going to come back down to earth a little bit?
Dud. Saints have been good against the run, good on offense. I think they lose today. I think it's a dud. Shags?
This New Orleans team is hot. Definitely offensively, the new OC is just utilizing all those weapons to a T. They're tough to stop. But as far as Jalen Hurts goes, I probably would be a little hesitant to start him this week. Maybe lean a little more towards dud. On the road, he's coming off that big performance rushing wise, but I think New Orleans is going to do a better job of spying him and forcing him to use that arm. So I'd lean more towards dud this week.
Same. However, when I was looking at this, when I was putting it together last night, interestingly enough, he has 13 carries in both games to start the season. So as we all know, end of last year, he was banged up, wasn't running the football as much, but he's been really successful on the ground, which is a huge fantasy implication for quarterbacks. 13 carries, both games to start the season. His carries line is 9.5. Don't forget that either, Chad. But I lean dud too. I think this game should be fun. We're going to talk about it in a little bit, but I think we all kind of lean with a little, especially number 3 ranked. I mean, you're not going to sit him if you have him, probably, unless you have a really, really good flyer option, but I think I'd lean dud. All right. Running back. The number 4 ranked running back this week is Jonathan Taylor. Last week, he had a good day on the ground, 12 rushes, 103 yards, did not find the end zone, had 2 catches for 32 yards. So a pretty nice day from an all-purpose yards perspective. Colts going against the Bears. Pretty tough defense on the ground. Shags, what do you think? Stud or dud this week?
This is a show me spot for the Colts. Who are 0-2 and probably shouldn't be. They need to win this game at home. Against the Chicago team that's been less than impressive. I know that defense is kind of nasty, but I think Taylor's going to get plenty of groundwork today. So I would lean with the stud. I think Indianapolis bounces back.
Yeah, it's in the AFC South. I know there's a couple of. I think there's 3 0-2 teams. Yeah. So if you're going to try to make the playoffs here, you can't end up 0-3. So I think Jonathan Taylor, being who he is at home today, definitely a stud for me.
I'm going to lean dud, purely because the Bears have a really good defense. And I mean, he did a lot with a little last week, only 12 rushes, 103 yards, but he was playing against the Packers, and the Packers have not a very good rushing defense, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But I don't know, man. I'm a little worried about this Colts team. I know your guys are a little higher on them than I am. Their defense is really bad. Their offensive line is okay on paper, but has not been playing very well. And I don't know, maybe Anthony Richardson kind of has the yips and this Bears defense gets to him and this game kind of gets out of hand. So it's a very weird spread. We'll talk about it when we get to this, but I lean dud, man. I don't think he's going to be the 4th ranked running back today. This Bears defense is legit. So let's see what happens. I think the point you said, Shags, this is a show me spot for this team. I think all 3 AFC South teams have a show me spot today, which we'll talk about when we get to each individual game. But all right, wide receiver. I'm excited to hear what you guys got to say about this one. Amon-Ra, the 4th ranked wide receiver this week. Last week got absolutely peppered. 18 targets, 11 catches, 119 yards against Bucks, but they lost last week. He's the number 4 ranked wide receiver this week. The Lions, I can't remember who they play off the top of my head. Who the Lions play? The Cardinals. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. a pretty not great pass defense that the Cardinals have. So could be a good day, but for Amon-Ra, I'll start this one off. I think he's going to be great today. I think last week they kind of were like, oh yeah, we have one of the best wide receivers in football. They targeted him 18 times. I think they're going to see something similar again today. 10 plus targets, maybe more. Maybe possibly finding the end zone. Could flirt with 100 yards again. I like Amon-Ra today. I think he's going to have a big day, so I'm going to go stud.
Yeah, I agree completely. There's a high total in that game. I think we're going to see a lot of points on both sides. Amon-Ra finally got going last week after not showing up in week 1. Still 6 targets in week 1, but like you said, nearly 20 in this week 2. Jared Goff found his guy that he needed to get going before this matchup, and particularly. So I think they go right back to him. I think he sees plenty of a workload for this Lions offense, and I'm actually loving the Lions offense today. We'll get into that in a little bit, but I like Amon-Ra to be good today. Give me stud.
Nice.
I'm a little worried. If you watch that Bucks game, he's banged up, he's beat up, he's looking at the sideline, he's walking gingerly before snaps. Obviously it's hard to say Amon St. Brown is going to be a dud, but I'm leaning towards him kind of being human this week.
Okay.
Human for 7 receptions, 80 yards.
Exactly.
Well, that would be a dud, considered that he's the 4th ranked wide receiver on ESPN's rankings in comparison. So he could have a pedestrian day, and it's fine.
I don't think he'll end up 4th at the end of the day. But he's not a player you sit by any means.
And obviously this guy's been banging around making noise all season.
See, I would say St. Brown's still that team's number 1. Jameson's just kind of one-dimensional.
He's the big play guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Threat. And the emergence of him, I think, helps Amon-Ra even more because that's less attention on number 14, more with that 2 high safeties up top defending that deep route, and Amon-Ra is going to be open across the middle all day long.
Don't even bring it up.
Those what? Those whom? Mel Kiper's. Those what?
The 2 high safeties. The 2 high safeties.
Damn 2 highs. Those damn 2
ruining
highs.
the league. That's what these teams have to do when players like Jameson Williams go for 50 yards.
Those damn
what
2 highs.
How do you beat it? You open up the middle.
Yes. And you run the football. Oh God.
You have to the Lions with Montgomery and Gibbs. They'll be fine.
Absolutely. All right. That was stud or dud. Real quick before we dive into the slate about Amon-Ra. Have you guys seen his podcast that he does?
I've seen clips.
I have not.
We talked about this a lot on Sauce Team because a lot of NBA guys have podcasts, but I think Amon-Ra is one of the only ones besides Travis Kelce who has an in-season podcast.
Micah Parsons does too.
Oh, Micah Parsons does as well. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys find that entertaining? Do you like that? Do you?
Marlon Humphrey has one too.
Oh yeah, and there's another guy who, Richard Sherman had the Bears defender because I know CJ Stroud literally told him, he was like, bro, you got to stop telling your secrets on Richard Sherman's podcast and watching that shit. What do you guys think of that? Just before we dive in, do you guys like that? Do you not like that? What's your thoughts?
I don't. I think it's cool. I think it's very cool to see the backstage life of an NFL player, particularly in season 2, while they're going through weekly practices, the travel. You get an inside look, and so I think that's cool. However, we've seen this with I don't know if you guys have caught on to this, but with Marlon Humphrey, hasn't been performing necessarily up to his standard in Baltimore. And it's an easy out for the fans of, he's spending too much time on his podcast. He's focusing too much energy on his podcast. And while that may or may not have some truth to it, I do think it's a little unfair to attack the guy going at that. But the bottom line is you're getting paid how many millions of dollars to play football at the highest level. So you need to do that. That needs to be your number one priority. And if that means shutting down a podcast for a season or a month or a few weeks, you need to do that because your number one priority is playing football. That's your job.
I think the cool thing is that, sorry, SPJ, I think the cool thing is that with Amon St. Brown, I was just Googling it. There's only a 48-second clip. This is the kind of stuff he does. If he breaks down what went on last week, I think that kind of stuff is interesting.
So cool. Absolutely. Get to see the X's and O's.
You made a mistake. the head coach cost them this one.
What happened? Oh yeah, bro. We were driving before the second half. We were driving, no timeouts. We have no timeouts. I think it was like 18 seconds or something like that. Second down. I catch a drive. I sit it down. He throws it to me. Make one guy miss. I get like 10 yards. We're like on the 15-yard line. Clock. We clock it, but they, the coaches had called for
The recall is crazy
because we had no timeouts. So as we clocked it, there was like 3 linemen already kind of on the field because they thought field goal was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Flag thrown. There was 2 seconds left. 10-second run. I'm going to half.
Situational ball kill you. Yeah, gotta be better.
That is cool.
It's awesome.
That's cool. But like you said, Shags, you got to still play well. You
Yes.
gotta can't get in the way of your preparation. It can't be distracting, which I think that part of it's awesome. But when it gets into Micah Parsons, I think
Call
is
of
the
Duty on a
worst.
Wednesday when you play Thursday.
Micah Parsons, I think he kind of goes for more of the drama takes type of situation.
Yes.
Those are the ones that I'm just like, eye roll. Like, bro,
Less
come on,
X's
what are
and
we
O's, less tactics, more just drama around the league. That's nonsense.
getting clicks. You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? What up? Welcome. Uncle Tone, my guy, winning the mug yesterday. Let's go. Also, Producer Sook, Kanika apparently broke Producer Sook's mug yesterday. So the graphics department has put together a new mug for Producer Sook. That is in the mail. Also, congrats to Uncle Tone. We are going to be doing a giveaway as well today, guys, throughout the show at some point. So be sure to stick around just for hanging out with us today in honor of us hitting our best Espresso 3 yesterday. Let's fucking go. We will be doing a giveaway for a football hoodie or something else. The last couple of people that have won, we've let them choose what they want. So you guys can pick anything from the store. But appreciate you guys. Let's dive in. Let's look at this beautiful slate in front of us. Yeah, Big Bang. What up, NZ? Bang bang. Let's go game by game. Chat, as you guys are, as we go game by game, and as we're looking at what we have on the screen for you guys, if you have a play that you want to discuss, you have a question, drop it in the chat. We will try to answer it as we go game by game. Oh yeah, I've got it on, baby. No, the last time I wore it, I had Colby's fucking spit hitting my face as the Bears won. So hopefully getting right today.
Bring out the Dukes.
We shall see. All right, let's get it started. Chargers taking on the Steelers, as you guys can see on the screen. Steelers 2.5-point favorites. This line's kind of stayed since Friday when we talked about this last, even though Justin Herbert is a game time decision. It's looking like he's going to play, but I haven't seen the recent news in the last, it might change in the next 45 minutes, to be very honest. But it's looking like Herbert's going to try to give it a go here. Over under set at 34.5. That is a grossly low total. What do you guys think about this game? I didn't really have a whole lot of thoughts on this one.
Oh, you said it, SPJ. What is that?
That's a gross total.
It's a grossly low total. And what do? We're taking the under. I actually got 36 a couple days ago, down to 34.5. A little scary, maybe going under that 35 key number there. I'm okay with it though. I don't see either of these two teams scoring. Steelers defense has looked nasty, and the offense can't really move the ball at all with Fields or Wilson. Don't really care who's playing quarterback. A banged up Herbert as well. I think the Chargers come down to life a little bit facing the Steelers defense on the road. So I don't think either team moves the ball. I don't think either team touches 20. Give me a gross, nasty, low-scoring game, staying under 36.
This feels like the type of game that if you aren't a fan of one of these teams, you ain't watching this game.
No.
I'm not tuning in to check out this game of all the games. Even though both teams could be playoff contention with the way they've been playing, gritty. The Chargers actually are the number one of the top 5 statistical defenses in the NFL, surprisingly, when I was looking up some stats about this team. And their offensive line is no joke, and J.K. Dobbins has been running the football, but it's the Steelers at home. I think if I had to pick, I would take the Steelers on the money line.
Yeah.
I would lean with the Steelers. I wouldn't mess with the spread. I would just lay the juice on the money line. Even though it's 2.5, you're getting the field goal win. It's just, I don't think there's going to be enough points in this game.
Yeah, fully agree. We talked about it on All Sauce on Friday, but I like that you like the under, Shaggy, because it might be National Tight End Day, and they like dirty games. So give me Pat again. He's hit this 2 times in the season, 2 weeks in the season, and he's got 4 targets and 4 receptions in both weeks. I consider that he's going to have another good week again this game. And that's just because I think it's going to be down and dirty, like Shaggy is saying. And I think tight ends excel in that. 24.5 is low. I think Pat is going to have his breakout season at the tight end position. So give me Pat again for week 3.
You've been all over this guy since the start of the season, and he's been sneaky, but he's been hitting his props. I like that a lot. What's up, units? Welcome to the show. We will have touchdown scores for you, so just stick around. Don't you worry.
Not in this game, though. Nobody's scoring in this game.
No.
Field goal. Somebody's doing something, but
Brock Bowers is doing not Brock Bowers. What's his name? The kicker's name starts with a B. Boswell.
Boswell.
Yeah,
Chris Boswell.
It is Boswell's game.
Field goals again.
Yeah, there you go. All right, nothing else on this one. Let's move on. Let's talk about some better games. What do we got next, Shags?
That's nasty. Bears and Colts. Chicago, Indy. Indy, a 1.5 point favorite at home. Total set at 44. I lean with the Colts heavily. I don't have the cojones to bet them, but I don't really trust the Bears at all. Certainly not offensively. Total-wise, I really don't want to touch it at all because I don't know, because I don't trust the Colts defense at all. So maybe this is a game we see Caleb Williams being able to move the ball. But I would lean with the Colts at home to bounce back after 2 losses.
I ain't touching this one.
No,
me neither.
Well, so Vsauce made a great point on Friday when we were talking about this because he wrote about this game and he dove pretty deep into it. Caleb Williams' rushing yards was a good look that he had. His hit in both games to start the season. And on paper, and what we've seen so far to start the year, the Indianapolis Colts have the worst defense, the second worst. The Cowboys are technically the worst rushing defense in the NFL, but the Colts are up there. They're not good on the ground. They can't stop a nosebleed on the ground. I wanted to take DeAndre Swift so bad, but he's also been so bad to start the year. He hasn't even sniffed 50 yards, and his line's 51.5. That just goes to show you how bad this Colts rushing defense has been. I want no part in this game, man. This game's gross, nasty, stinky. I don't care who wins. I don't want to know who wins. Like, miss me with this game. I don't even have fantasy implications in this game. Like,
if you made me bet this game, I'd take the Colts, but I want no part of it. However, I do agree with Twansky. I like Mr. Richardson to get in the end zone today.
Yeah, pretty decent odds. I think minus 110 or plus 100, depending on your book. You can get kind of around that number.
And if the Colts get in, within the 5-yard line, all the focus is going to be on JT. So a nice little read option, quarterback keeper, and Richardson can knock over a linebacker if he has to.
Facts. Paul, we love you. Happy birthday yesterday. Also, Prindy was here a little bit earlier. I'm sure he might be listening right now, but Prindy's birthday today, boys. So happy birthday to our goat Prindy. Happy birthday, big dog. That's why he's MySpace today, because it's his birthday.
Uncle Tone, I do like that look. I think JT could get a big workload at home today to take some pressure off of Richardson. And with me leaning with the Colts, them being up, JT should get plenty of workload to chew that clock. So I like that, Uncle Tone. Yeah.
We talked about Richardson a little bit throughout the week, and I think this is one of those games where he can either show that his inconsistencies from a completion percentage perspective is more of an outlier versus what's the actual case. If he has a tough day today, I'm going to start to kind of wonder if he's fit to be a productive, successful, long-term NFL quarterback. Like those things you can't complete 48% of your passes and be successful in the NFL. It just doesn't work.
Exactly.
He's got the big playability, but you've got to take the easy ones, and he's not been taking the easy ones. So
you argue that this Bears defense is one of the toughest he's faced this year. I mean, compared to the Texans and the Packers. So
yeah,
facts, 100%. Speaking of the Texans,
Texans, Texans Vikings. What do you boys think? Any thoughts here?
I have a play in this game. Well, I have Justin Jefferson in my fantasy team, so I'm hoping that Justin Jefferson has a good day. But that kind of ties into what I think happens in this game. I took the over. I got 46 even, so I'm kind of getting the push potential here. I got over 46 straight up. I saw some over 45s and a halves earlier this week. It's moved to 46 and a half, as you can see on the screen. I don't think either one of these defenses have been tested so far to start the season. I think the Vikings maybe have a little bit better defense than what we possibly think with Brian Flores leading that unit. But the Texans, I think, still have some question marks there. But I think both these offenses are going to be able to move the football today. I kind of liked Nico Collins to have a good day. I think Justin Jefferson has a chance to have a good day. I think both of these quarterbacks are going to be able to get going and move the ball. I like points in this one. So I took the 46. Like I said, I get the push potential there. This was one of the only spreads or totals that I really, really liked today. So I locked in the 46 a couple days ago.
I like it too. I definitely lean with the over. I think we're going to see plenty of points in this game. And I'm actually on the Texans on the money line. I got them at minus 120 earlier this week, minus 127 now. That's fine. I would just take the money line. Don't worry about the 1.5. Vikings 2-0 to start the season. Upset the 49ers at home last weekend, taking on the Texans this weekend. Me and Colby talked about it. You don't schedule both of those games and come out 2-0. I know that's a bit of a lazy take, thinking they're just going to lose this game because they beat the Niners that last weekend, but they're coming off that high. Texans have not looked anywhere near what their ceiling could be offensively, barely squeaking out a win against the Colts, handling business against the Bears, but not really blowing them out of the water. With CJ Stroud and his weapons at receiver, I really think the Texans could be one of the best teams in the NFL this season. So I think this is a breakout game for them. I think it's not as much of a show me game as it would be for the Colts. But I think we haven't really seen the Texans' full potential, but I think it could be unleashed today.
Oh shit.
There is a possibility that the Texans could go 3-0 and all the other teams in the AFC South could go 0-3.
Yeah.
Which would be, it's not deal breaking, but that's a massive gap to have to fill the rest of the season. And it's obvious, that the cold.
It's very rare for a team in the NFL. I was just reading this yesterday when I was looking things up. One of the only teams post 2000 to make the playoffs after going 0-3 is the Ravens, who are trying not to do it today.
Facts. Well, and only two other teams have made the playoffs after going 0-2, the Texans last year and then Bengals year before that. So regular Hooper, I like the 46.5. I think we all can agree that the 46.5 is a nice number. I got 46 even, but I would take the 46.5. I think there's going to be points in this game for sure.
Absolutely. I love that because I have Aaron Jones anytime touchdown in a couple parlays.
I think this is a good SGP game. Taking some guys, Justin Jefferson, Nico Collins, both quarterbacks get over their passing yards, both running. Well, actually, Joe Mixon today, so Cam Akers. Yeah. I think that these offenses are going to move the ball. So I think you can maybe take some SGP shots on this one for a little, getting 4 or 5 guys together for a plus 1,000 or something like that. Probably a good game to do that for. Anything else on this one?
Nope, I don't think so.
Keep it moving.
Let's keep it going.
Before we move on, in 2 minutes, I don't know if you guys read my Premier League article, but Man City takes on Arsenal. We're going with the under, no goals, under 2.5 at minus 125. If you like correct scores, a 0-0 draw, plus 900. Both these teams played to a scoreless draw in the UCL this week. Top dogs of the Premier League coming at each other. They both know what's at stake, but neither have looked great on offense. Both missing plenty of players, too, with injuries. Probably no De Bruyne for Man City, no Nathan Ake, no Odegaard for Arsenal. Declan Rice is back, however, helps control that midfield. Arsenal on the road, I think they're going to be conservative, focus on the back line, limit Man City's scoring chances. This is going to be a stalemate, boring 90 minutes, 0-0 draw, plus 900. Under 2.5, minus 122. It's kicking off in 90 seconds. So go get that in if you want. All right, moving on. Back to football.
I like that, actually. I would love a draw for Arsenal on the road in this game. I obviously want Arsenal to win as a fan, but I think that this game could turn into just a chess match, which is usually how it goes when you got Pep versus Mikel. So
it's been a tough week. Oh, Paul, don't worry. We'll get to Sunday Night Football.
We'll get there.
It's been a tough week for both those teams, too. Arsenal went on the road to Tottenham, went to Italy to play Atalanta, back to Man City to play on the road, 3 tough road games. It's just been a tough week. And Man City, third game in 9 days as well. I think we see tired legs and low scoring. Both these teams will be happy to get out of there with 1 point. They're going to be fine with that. Let's play to the draw and go home.
Arsenal also did not allow a goal in either one of those games.
Exactly.
They won 1-0 against Tottenham and they drew 0-0 against Atalanta on Thursday. So
their back line is nasty.
All right, boys. Wrong grassy field.
Back to the
All 5
other
games
dressing
Arsenal's
field.
played has gone under 2.5. By the way, back line
Bang.
solid. All right, moving on.
Back to the other football.
This game's gross. Giants, Browns.
We're not talking baseball. So come on, man.
Yeah, come on.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
I have a play in this game. I locked it in earlier this week. The line has moved quite a bit. I still like it at the line that it's at right now, but I did get this number pretty early on, and I'm pretty happy that I did. I'm taking the running back in the backfield for the Cleveland Browns, but not Jerome Ford. I think Jerome Ford has a chance to have a good day on the ground, but I'm taking Deonta Foreman. I got 41.5 at his rushing yards line. I think it's up to 45.5 or 46.5, depending on your book. I'm not exactly sure what the line is right now on BetOnline, but I got 41.5 just for full transparency. 45.5. There you go. I still like it there. He out-touched Jerome Ford last week. He had 14 carries last week. I think they're going to do something similar. The Giants are the 4th worst rushing defense in the NFL right now. I think this is going to be another kind of gross game, just from a, kind of sloppy offenses. I don't really believe Deshaun Watson is going to do a whole lot against this Giants defense, even though their defense isn't very good. Don't trust Daniel Jones against this pretty decent Browns defense. So, I just think it's going to be kind of a ground and pound type of game. Foreman, like I said, hit this line, 42 yards last week, 14 touches on the ground. I love the line here. I like his touchdown too. It's plus money. If you want to think that he's going to find the end zone when he gets into the to the red zone. So give me Deonta Foreman over 41.5 or 40. I like the 45.5 too, if you want to take it there, but I got a better number. So
I like this look with the tandem backs. Deshaun Watson has not been playing good football. You're going to have to take pressure off of him, even if you're playing a team like the Giants. So with Jerome Ford and Deonta Foreman both back there, I think both of them see plenty of touches, plenty of groundwork. So I like this look a lot.
Any thoughts on a side in this game, boys?
No.
I mean, Vsauce likes this. He's on this as well.
Does he? I would say if you have to bet a side, I think that's the side personally. Because I kind of lean with the under in this game too.
Yeah.
Really?
So I don't trust the Giants defense at all. But I certainly don't trust their offense against the Browns defense. The Browns defense hasn't looked great, but I know what their ceiling, what they're capable of.
Right.
So at home, I think they could shut out the Giants. I don't think the Browns put up 25, 30. I lean with the under, but I think the Giants probably find a way to keep it within a score.
I think the Browns are big frauds, big old stinky frauds. I just think that this game is. It's interesting. We see a lot of low totals today, but it kind of ties into what we talked about over the last week.
Here he is.
Hey, there he is. Hello, Master Sauce. Yeah, I love that you said you might make it today. We knew you weren't making it today.
His handler told you he wasn't making it though.
That's true. Yeah. It's funny. We have a Vsauce handler and we have a Colby handler.
They both
of them
need
are
handled. We figured that out in Chicago.
That's true. They're both in the house right now.
Need to be attached to the hip. It's somebody. It's those two.
Absolutely. But I think it has to do with, as we talked about over the last week or so, with the the increase in rushing in the NFL right now, with the 2 high safeties trying to kind of just prevent teams from making those explosive plays. I know we're seeing a lot of lower totals, and they're hitting at a very high clip. We're not seeing as many points. We're not seeing as many explosive plays, and this is one of those games where we might not see a play longer than 25 or 30 yards. So. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
But Vsauce does believe in Malik Neighbors. We talked about this on Friday. He does think the Giants makes few plays in this one.
I like Neighbors too. I mean, I have him on my fantasy team, so I hope that he has a good day, has a chance to. But this Browns defense, especially on the back end, is decent. So, although, did you guys see the news about Myles Garrett that he's got some foot problems going on, and he's kind of dealing with that?
I did not.
No, actually, did not see that.
Huh. Yeah, he's got some stuff going on. But anyway.
Yeah, Yahoo Sports says his injury is worse than initially thought.
Mm-hmm. Which is a huge blow for them.
It's a foot injury, which is affecting his explosiveness.
Mm-hmm. Which, for a guy like that, he needs that.
Uncle Tom. That's the survivor pick this week.
Yeah, we'll get to that one. That might actually be one of the money line plays that we throw into our parlay today. I could get down with that. Maybe speaking of another one, could be one right here. Saints, Eagles, Saints -2.5. Over under set at 49.5, excuse me, one of the higher totals, because both of these offenses do have the potential to put up a lot of points, especially on the Saints side of things. My favorite plays in this game, but I'll let you guys pop in first. What do you guys think about this one?
Sook, go for it.
I'm putting the Saints in a few different parlays. I've been a believer since week 1. I had the Saints -4 in week 1. I thought they were going to be a good team. I think that's just because I'm close proximity as a Bucks fan to the Saints roster. And I think once again, the Eagles are frauds. As a Bucks fan, once again, I've seen this team up close in the playoffs last year. I've watched them again this year be absolute frauds. I just don't think they're a good team. I don't like them. I used to really brag on V for hating on Lamar Jackson, and he's always calling him RB1. And I'm always like, why do you hate a guy this much? I think I have a newfound hate for Jalen Hurts.
Dude, me too.
I
Thank
just
you.
don't think
Welcome to
he's
the
that
party.
good. He lives off like a play, a tush push. They had to change the rules for. It's basically just like
Kadar.
you guys ever remember back in the day when there's cartoons and they'd show football and they'd always show that like in the end it just turned into a scrum and it'd just be like a dusty cloud of people fighting. And pushing.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
Eagles offense. Go Saints.
All right, and I hate that I don't like Jalen Hurts because he seems like a really nice guy, like one of the better dudes in the NFL, probably. But I also don't think I think he's very overrated. Sorry, Kadar. I know we're not going to make this an opportunity to shit on your football team, but I think he's overrated. I think he's always been overrated, and I like the Saints in this spot, man. I don't necessarily have their money line in anything, but I'd lean that direction pretty heavily. But my favorite play, and I got this line very early, was for one of the first things I locked in. I got 63.5. I doubled down and took 65.5 for plus 100. The line is now 71.5. I still like it there.
Wow.
Give me Alvin Kamara over 63.5 rushing yards, 71.5 rushing yards. However you want to do it. I laddered it to 100. This rushing defense from the Eagles is not very good. They got bashed up week 1 by Josh Jacobs and the Packers in Brazil. That field was a little weird.
Got you, Kadar. Hold on.
It's all right. I'm not taking the Saints, to be fair. But and then obviously last week we saw on Monday Night Football the Eagles got run over by Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. So I think they're going to do the same thing again this week. Kamara has been awesome, 83 and 115 yards first 2 weeks of the season. I think he's going to do the same thing again today, and I think the Saints are going to move the football a lot on the ground. Give me Kamara over. I like the 71.5, but full transparency, I got 63.5, and then I doubled down and took 65.5 for plus money. So any way you want to take it, give me Kamara.
Yep. I have the Saints and the Steelers in a little 2-teamer that we booked on Friday, SPJ. I think it's better odds if you book it today than we got on Friday.
Nice. I've never gotten this much CLV on a prop before. Yards CLV. Is that a thing? I don't know. But
absolutely,
it scares me a little bit because I have seen a lot of people taking it. It just makes a lot of sense. Like the line felt low when it came out, and it's moved accordingly. It's almost 10 yards higher than it was.
Exactly.
But I still like it there. So, anything else on this, Jack? What do you think about this game,
dude? I think this might be the biggest trap on the board this week.
Okay.
And if you forced me to bet this game, I would take the bait and fall for it and back the Saints. But I mean, the Saints have scored 40 plus points per game. They went on the road and beat the Cowboys. The Eagles just melted down at home to the Falcons on Monday Night Football. A short week playing the Saints. Shouldn't this maybe be 3.5 or 4.5 in favor of the Saints? I mean, based off what we've seen these past just 2 weeks of the season, I would think everybody and their mother is rushing to press the New Orleans Saints button in this spot. And I don't love Jalen Hurts that much either. The guy can play football, and I don't know. I think he's going to surprise some people. I think this game is going to be closer than people think. Obviously, Vegas has it as a close game, 2.5-point spread.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think this is going to be a coin flip game either way. Maybe it comes down to just who has the last possession. I think I do lean with the over a little bit. But I don't know. This line just seems fishy to me.
I agree with you. That's why I don't want to rush to take the Saints -2.5. And I actually read before we got started that the public loves the public dog, like the public play, like what is the word? The public is all over the favorites today.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
all the favorites have gotten slammed. And there's going to be a couple dogs that are going to ruin that. And this could be one of them.
I don't know. Like, you couldn't pay me to bet this game, probably.
I don't know. You put up 40 points 2 weeks in a row. I'm not doubting you at home in week 3. I'm not doing it. You're not rushing to take them. I'm rushing to take them. I'm going to the express checkout. I'm going to self checkout. I'm getting out of there.
I just fucking Holland already scored. Are you kidding me, Man City?
Oh, really?
Was it Holland? I think it was. Yeah, it was Holland. Yeah, 8 minutes in, Man City already scored. All right, well, 0-0 draw out the window. Under still very much in play. Come on, Arsenal. Come on, buckle down.
We need a goal.
I don't know. So the Saints brought in this new OC. They went from dead last to first in pre-snap motion.
Yeah.
It's clearly working as the offense is clicking on all cylinders. It's got to regress, right? It's got to slow down. They can't keep this up for 18 weeks of football.
If Vsauce was here, he'd tell us they're gonna have some negative regression. They got to return to the mean.
They're gonna have some negative progression offensively. It has to happen.
I think we can all agree that if the Saints come out and put up another 40 piece, that this we can then acknowledge that this team is real. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, the under is very much alive. The correct score died 8 minutes into the game, but
that's a plus 900. You know? Oh man, this should be one of the games of the week, though. I think it's gonna be a fun one.
Definitely entertaining to watch. 100%. I want no part of betting it. Definitely go to watch.
Yeah, 100%. All right, should we keep it going?
Yep.
Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. We're going to do a giveaway pretty soon, so stick around. Drop a dub if you guys are enjoying the analysis.
Yeah, 2 more noon games. And this is a fun one. So, what do we got?
Oh, baby. Oh, I hate when you guys make me talk about the Bucks because you know it's going to be unhinged. I currently have way too much in this game. I don't want to talk about it too much because it won't make sense. But I will say that it's Mike Evans' day. He's getting in the end zone. We talked a lot about the 2 deep safeties. The Bucks have been using Mike Evans to try to free up Chris Godwin in the slot. He's returned to the slot after 2 years of not playing there. That's why we've seen him feasting these first 2 weeks of the season. But I think this week against the Broncos, we're going to see Mike get a big play. I have his touchdown and a few things. Other than that, I am not willing to talk about the plays I have in this game. Besides Bucky Irving rushing yards, I do really like that. He's going to do better and better as the season goes. But that's about it.
So I looked at this game and I really wanted to I like Chris Godwin with what he's been doing so far to start the season. I liked his touchdown. I liked his receiving yards. But this Broncos defense is pretty good, man. And it kind of scares me a little bit. The number feels a little sus. I don't know. I like the Bucks, like you mentioned, Shags, is like a survivor pick or like a money line and a parlay or something. I think they win. I don't know if they cover. That would be my only concern.
I want no part of the -6 with the Bucks. I think they win. Me and Lil Shags, our last survivor entry, we put it on the Bucks. Apparently sharps are kind of on the Broncos plus the points, which I totally get.
Sharps were on the Lions.
I mean, take that as you will. But I don't know. It's a lot of points. I was very impressed with the Buccaneers, obviously, last week. I expected them. Yeah, well, exactly. Sharps were on the Sooners yesterday. Sharp and square. I hate those terms personally. I try not to throw them out, but I had to give out that little tidbit. I like the Bucks. I think they find a way to win this game. Baker Mayfield. I'm in on Baker. I think he's a great fit for Tampa Bay. He utilizes the weapons that he's got, and the defense shut down the Lions, even though they were, a little bit banged up. So I like
still super banged up. Super banged up. But guys like Denis making plays. We got dudes that were 5th round draft picks in their second year, all of a sudden coming in making 4th quarter plays. It's fun to watch.
Bo Nix isn't going to be able to do anything with that. So I Like the Bucks. Love the Bucks. Bucks.
I was just about to say, man, I've watched some Broncos highlights. I haven't looked at a lot of tape and stuff, but I mean, Bo Nix looks pretty all over the place, man.
J Mark, I
I-
like that. What's that? What's
Yeah.
that line at? Oh, there it is. Minus 200. So honestly, actually, hold on.
parlay that with the Bucks money line.
I was gonna say, hold on, I might be cooking, chat.
Cook.
Minus 109.
Minus 109. There
Bucks
you go.
money line and a Bo Nix
good.
interception. There it is. There it is. Right there.
You could also maybe tease the spread down to like 2.5 for the Bucks. Maybe you get a tiny bit better value than the money line.
If you can take the alt line, you could get it to plus money.
Plus Chicky, yeah. If you don't want to just take them straight up to win, they win by a field goal.
Right.
Yeah. I think let's do this. We're gonna all put a pick in, and we're gonna do a 3-leg parlay at the end of the show. Let's have Bucks money line as one of them. It's like an agree of all three of us.
Absolutely.
Dude.
I can get behind that for sure.
And get behind that. All right, let's keep it going.
All right. Here you go, SPJ. Last game in the noon slate. Green Bay, Malik Willis going home to Nashville. Tell us why it's the Titans. Why is that line moving? Holy hell. Well,
all right. So
that's why the line's moving.
the lines moves a lot all week. It opened as a minus 1.5 towards the Titans. Colby actually booked the money line at minus 125 for the Titans. I got the minus 1.5 or minus 110 when the line dropped, and then it moved a lot throughout the week. Jordan Love was maybe going to play. He was never playing. And so then it moved to 2.5 towards the Titans, and then it went up to 3, and then it dropped back down to 1.5, and now it's settled back at 3. It was 2.5 yesterday. It's very scary for me to say this, but I feel really confident that the Titans win this game today. I don't know. I think that the Titans have the chance to really, yeah, thanks, Shags. I think the Titans have a really good opportunity. I'm not a dumbass. I think the Titans have a good chance because the thing is the Packers, if the Packers can't run the football today, the Packers are fucked. Malik Willis is not going to be able to move this offense successfully throughout the entire game. The Titans, even though I'm not going to give you guys a lot of crazy statistical data, but the Titans technically are the number 1 statistical defense in the NFL right now. I think they're going to be able to stop the run, maybe not stop it completely, but I think they're going to be able to bottle up Josh Jacobs and company and make it a little bit more challenging for Malik Willis. And I watched Malik Willis for 2 years. He's not a proper NFL quarterback. He can't make reads. He can't make all the throws necessary. If you make him a drop back quarterback, he's going to make mistakes. So I think that the Titans win this game. I like it. I'm not overly confident in it. It's always scary when I feel confident taking my team because they always disappoint me. But I think the Titans get right today. My favorite play in this game is not the Titans minus 1.5, which I do have beans on. However, it is Tony Pollard over 59.5 rushing yards. I got this earlier this week again, and it has moved. It is now 65.5. So it's a lot higher than it was previously, but I still like it at 65.5. Tony Pollard's been really good for the Titans to start the season. The Packers also don't have a very good rushing defense. They're bottom 10 in the NFL with yards allowed, getting torched last week by Jonathan Taylor, like we talked about earlier. I think Tony Pollard's going to have plenty of opportunities on the ground. The Titans actually do run the football a little bit more than you guys think, even though Brian Callahan obviously prioritizes those quick screens and quick throws across the middle. My favorite play is Pollard. I also think Calvin Ridley has a good game today, too. I took his 51.5 receiving yards, and I did sprinkle his touchdown. But I like the Titans in this spot. I think they win this game. Not overly confident because they're my team, and it always disappoints me in these situations, but I like the Titans.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just going to say exactly what V is kind of saying. You watch Willis in Tennessee. I was going to be really mean and say, in Tennessee, you know what a quarterback doesn't look like because you see it 18 weeks every year.
Here you go, V. I got you. Passing interceptions. Levis minus 120 to throw a pick. I think if you, like the Titans, you have missed the number, you sit this one out. I think you needed to snag minus 1.5, the minus 125 earlier in the week. Minus 3, I think, is just asking to push. And, that's even a juicy money line for me. on this team I'm not really confident in. So if you force me to bet the spread right now, I would probably take the +3 with the Packers. However, I want no part of this game. This one's gross, dude. Levis versus Malik Willis just makes me laugh thinking about it.
I actually like the fact that you guys are not running to bet this team with me because that makes me feel a lot better.
I am so glad that we have boys on both sides of this game. That's for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
That will intensify, my passion for this game. But no, I want nothing in this game.
I think it's interesting though that the total moved. The total is now 37, and it's a little juiced towards the over. I think it was 36.5 for most of the week, so it's gone up a little bit. It's kind of juiced in the direction of going over, and I think that makes me think that it's because the Titans have a good day from an offensive perspective. I don't know. If I had to choose, if I wasn't a fan of the Titans in this game, like you said, Shags, with the numbers staring at me right now, it's the Packers +3.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
I think that's the move. I like the Titans. I think they should win by a touchdown, maybe more. But if I had to choose right now, if I didn't get the -1.5 earlier this week, I'm not taking the Titans -3. Hell no.
I'm not the biggest fan of teasers, but I wouldn't hate like a Packers and the over teaser in this game. If you can get like the Packers to 10 and the total to 31 or 30. I would, that would probably be how I approach this game if you forced me to bet it. Some sort of little teaser like that. Again, I'm not the biggest teaser guy anyways, but that would maybe be a look for me in this game.
Sure.
Just because
I think
it's going to be close. Like
my favorite play, Pollard. Take Tony Pollard to run the ball. That's my favorite. So I locked in 59.5 earlier this week. So sorry that I like the 65.5 though. So, all right, we can move on from this game. Let's not talk about it anymore.
All righty.
Let's do our giveaway in honor of hitting our parlay yesterday, because we got a lot of you guys in here right now. Drop some dubs if you are in the chat before we dive into the afternoon slate. Drop a dub if you're here so producer can see if you guys are going to be one of these duckies in the giveaway. We appreciate you guys as always for stopping by for the channel. Also, as a reminder, it is September, so if you're feeling so frisky and you want to sub up, feel free to do so. You get 25% off your subscription for the rest of September. But we hit our parlay yesterday, so let's do a little giveaway. You can win
Rocky Top,
Tennessee. They looked good last night, man. You can either win one of these bad boys, you can win one of these football hoodies, you can win a hat, whatever you want from the store. You can choose. Look at all the ducks. Wow. Look at them all. All right. That is a lot of duckies. You ready? Let's run it.
You want to count down?
Go. Just do it. 3, 2, 1, bang.
Sorry, Kanika. I see your duck already out there.
What is that duck in a dinosaur?
Super gremlin.
That one's cooked. That one.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
Jesus?
Jesus again?
No, not again. Oh, making moves.
Oh no. Regular Hooper.
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Dang.
Jesus.
Back-to-back days.
Loyal follower. You can win anytime.
Wow.
Let's go.
Where's Jesus?
On a roll, baby.
Let's go, baby. Now, Jesus, I'm not going to say that you have to do this, but if you would like, since you just won yesterday, this is your opportunity to give up your winnings to somebody else in the chat. You can also just take it yourself because you did win fair and square. But because you won yesterday, you can decide. It's up to you. It's going to be like, I'm taking my shit.
I'd take it, to be honest. I'd take it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, easy done. Appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. Hey, we hit a parlay yesterday. Let's do it again today. Take your shit. They did?
Yeah. I think it's gonna
stand. Who scored?
Calafiori, the new guy, the new Italian defender.
Really?
Yeah. Are they gonna
Let's go.
That was weird. They like played a quick free kick. Man City's pissed.
I hope they keep it.
Ruh-roh.
That was a hell of a strike, though. That's for sure.
Nice.
Yep. Nope. That's a goal. They're keeping it. All right, the under
1-1.
still has life, people. All right,
1-1.
70 minutes, 65 minutes. We're sweating, baby.
Yeah, sweating for sure. All right, chat. As always, thanks so much for being here. Like I said, let's dive in. Let's go to the afternoon slate. We still got time. It's great starting at 10. This was a great decision. We got plenty of time still. We've got another hour before the slate starts. So let's get into this afternoon action.
Yes,
Go ahead,
sir.
Shax.
Starting with a gross one. Panthers going to Sin City to take on the Raiders. Raiders 5.5-point favorites. Total sitting at 40. And the Panthers are starting Mr. Andy Dalton in this game. Switching it up. Bryce Young got benched. Boys, what do we think?
I haven't pressed the button on this, but I think before the game starts, I'm going to bet it because I've looked at it so many times and I can't not take it at this point. I have his touchdown in a lotto. I really like Brock Bowers in this game. The Panthers not great on defensively from a passing perspective. I think they're going to focus a lot of attention on trying to stop Devonta Adams. But Brock Bowers has been the best tight end in football so far this season. He's hit his receptions line of 4.5 in both games. He just had a great game last week against the Ravens, had over 90 yards receiving. His line is 51.5, I'm pretty sure, when I was looking last night. I laddered it to 80 in a lotto as well. I think he's going to get targeted a lot. I think he's going to have a nice day on the ground again, and I like him to score his first NFL touchdown today for over plus 200. So I like Brock Bowers in this game. I think I'm going to take his receiving yards.
Hell yeah.
Vidal agrees.
I would lean with the Raiders, but just the fact that Andy Dalton's getting the start is keeping me off it. I'm gonna pass up this game. Just with the question marks, we don't know what Andy Dalton's gonna come out and do. So is he gonna be a step up from Bryce Young? Yeah, probably. I think anyone would be at this point, even Sook. But I mean.
Shots fired. Sook can do some shit out there.
I can sling it.
Say Sook can at least see over the offensive line like Bryce.
Sook's
Young
taller
can,
than
man.
Bryce Young, chat,
Yeah.
regardless of what you guys think.
The gut leans with the Raiders, but because of the quarterback switch, I'm gonna stay off. But I'll probably kick myself for not taking the Raiders when they blow them out.
Nice.
It does feel very chappy, dude.
Yeah,
Because it just looks like the Raiders roll. And I think this team's actually decent. And Gardner Minshew's looked great, as Chad just said, Kev. I mean, he's leading the league in completion percentage. I think he's got one of the top 5 in yards.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yeah.
I mean, I like my
man.
boy Chuba Hubbard in this game. Only 53.5 yards. I think we saw last week the coaching staff really took their head out of their ass. In week 1, he only saw 6 carries, no targets. Last week, he saw five targets, 4 receptions, 10 carries, super efficient, 6.4 yards per carry average. I think the coaching staff understands we don't have shit. We're benching our number 1 quarterback, and Chuba Hubbard was there last year. And I think they're going to kind of go back to him again. And that line being so low, I really do like it. I don't think he gets 75 or 100 yards, but at that 53.5, that's very comfortable for me. So that's one of the plays I have in this game.
I like that too, because also you've got a guy, even though Andy Dalton's played a lot of NFL football, it's his first start in a minute. You know, they're going to probably lean on the run to get him comfortable. And the Raiders don't stop the run like incredibly well. Like, I think they're kind of mid-tier.
And when you got Max Crosby running at your quarterback, you're going to hand off in the other direction to take some pressure off. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I like to give a look.
Yeah. All right. I'd be down to maybe also throw the Raiders money line in something if you guys are interested in that. I think the Raiders win this game.
I would be okay with that too. I'm not rushing to bet the 5.5, but yeah, I think the Raiders win the game at home.
Yep. Could be another messy one.
Yep.
Talk about messy.
Yeah.
Oh,
God. And Seahawks. No Tua. Skylar Thompson getting the start for the Dolphins, catching 4 points on the road. Seahawks, 4-point favorite at home. Total set at 41.5.
I like the Seahawks to cover. My boy Nux Pick's been watching the show recently. Vsauce making collab parlays with him. He's a Seahawks fan. And I kind of looked at this game and I went, yo, the Seahawks, they won the first 2 weeks. They did what they were supposed to do. If you think you're a good football team, you beat teams that you think are bad. That's what they did for 2 weeks. This Miami Dolphins team is coming in on the road, kind of in flux, flying across the country, playing the Seahawks. I just think maybe DK has a good game. I think Geno Smith has kind of proven people that he's a serviceable quarterback. I don't know. I like the Seahawks to cover. I've played it. I think I got -4.5 though, so I might get hooked. We'll see.
Shout out to our buddy Bethke, because he kind of brought my attention to this play. No Raheem Mostert today, so Devon Achane is going to be the number one back for the Dolphins. Skylar Thompson getting the start at quarterback for Tua. Devon Achane's receiving yards line is 28.5.
Wow.
The first 2 games of the season, he's had 76 and 69 nice receiving yards in both games to start the season. I love this line. I laddered it. This is like one of my own little corner plays. I just kind of tailed Betsky and I laddered something for a lotto. I'm not going to officially throw this out there, but I think Achane's. I mean, Skylar Thompson's the first start as an NFL quarterback, maybe ever. Has he ever started a game? I know he's been their backup
twice.
Okay,
I think he has one or 2 official starts. I mean, it might be. I think half of those are Week 18 starts. So
right, garbage time, nothing games type shit. It's a tough place to play too. I mean, the 12th man in Seattle is a tough environment. I think they're going to try to give him a lot of easy throws, a lot of easy push passes, screens, dump offs, all that type of thing. I think this A-chain line's too low, man. He's crushed it in 2 weeks, and that was with Tua, obviously, but like a lot of those plays were yak plays, which is what he's able to do at any particular moment. He could hit this in a 30-yard screen. Boom. So that's kind of it. This game stinks. I think I would lean with the Seahawks, like you said, Sook, but I don't want anything to do with the side in this game.
If you forced me to bet a side in this game, I am telling you to keep the points with the Dolphins, and I'd probably put it on the Dolphins money line.
Okay.
I have no stats data to back that up. That is literally just a plums play of. You're right, Sook. The Seattle team's 2-0. They're at home facing a Dolphins team that hasn't looked good, whose quarterback just went down. Skylar, who the hell is he? Thompson is starting. And the number moved from 6.5 down all the way to 4. I think you've kind of missed the steam on maybe catching as many points as you could with the Dolphins, but I don't know. Something in this game in particular screams fishy to me.
Pun intended.
Yeah, pun intended. I think Dolphins somehow figure out a way to win this game. I kind of am counting on Seattle to shoot themselves in the foot at home after starting off hot. But again, I think Seattle's a team due for that what is it, V, that negative progression. And I don't know. The Dolphins, there's no reason to like the Dolphins in this game, and the numbers moved in their favor. And so I don't know. I'm staying off. It's gross, but Dolphins money line. You heard it here first, people.
Okay.
I like this. This is funny. Seahawks versus Tua-less Fins. Goated comment. All right. Anything else? Yeah.
No. Nope. All right. Couple more. Wow. Oh, geez. There's a lot of games in this 3:00 slate.
I like that though.
Yeah, I do too. All right. Lions and the Cardinals down in the desert. I've actually got a couple plays in this game. I did scribble about this game. I'm on the Lions team total over 26.5 and Mr. Kyler Murray to throw an interception. The Lions. Lions offense has not looked up to standard of what we know they're capable of. Barely beating the Rams, only scoring 26 points, losing to the Bucs, scoring 16 last week. But they've got so many weapons. And the Buffalo Bills offense, who I don't think is as good as the Lions, was able to put up 34 points against this team at home. I know this is in the desert for the Cardinals, but I don't really trust their defense to stop anybody at all. So I took over 26.5, paid a little bit of juice for it for the Lions team total. It's up to 27.5 now. That's fine. I think they score 4 touchdowns. And I think this is going to be a shootout. I think a high total. I think we see lots of points on both sides. Cardinals offense is obviously rolling, clicking on all cylinders. I don't think they have a problem scoring, but I really trust the Lions to put the ball in the end zone as well.
Yeah, I definitely think the Lions will also be a frustrated team. Definitely feel like they probably should have had a W last week. They were kind of going on both ends. We saw him on St. Brown with all the receptions, Aiden Hutchinson with getting fucking all those sacks. I'm sure they're going to come out ready to play for Dan Campbell. People are kind of criticizing him, like we saw his choices at halftime. So I think the Lions are going to come in ready to play this game. I like that Kyler look. Everyone's kind of saying like Kyler is back, coming off that injury, but that interception is minus 105 for a reason. He's still susceptible to throwing that.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, perfect segue into my favorite prop in this game, Kyler to throw a pick. This is mainly just coming from, I think the Cardinals are going to be playing from behind. Kyler is going to have to sling the rock and throw the ball. More pass attempts, better chance for this Lions defense to get a pick. The Lions defense, where are my numbers? They've got 3 interceptions already on the season. Murray doesn't have one, but he's got to start somewhere. 8 games last year, Murray threw a pick in half of those games for 5 interceptions total. It included 3 interceptions in 4 games at home. In his career, he's actually played the Lions 3 times. He's a pick in every single one of those games, 5 picks total, including 4 in 2 games at home. I know that doesn't really mean anything because it's a whole different Lions secondary. But the point being, Kyler's going to have to throw the ball, something he's not the most comfortable doing in order for them to keep up with this Lions offense. And I think he lets one slip away to the Detroit defense. So Lions to score, Kyler to throw the pick. I think we see a very exciting game. Lots of points in this one.
I don't have anything in this game. I just wanted to hear what you guys and you, Shags, I know you dug pretty deep into this one. I like the over. You kind of covered it. I think if I had to bet this game, I would take the over. I did mention when we talked about this on Friday that this would be a great game for an SGP. I think, you know, taking a couple guys to go maybe a little over their lines, you know, maybe Harrison Jr. have a day, Amon-Ra, Laporte touchdown, those types of things could be a fun one. Just if, you know, if all those things kind of play out like you're talking about, but yeah.
And now that you're back, SPJ, Vsauce actually sent us in a play he wants me to show you guys. Well, actually, it's a play he wants me to show you guys, but I'm presenting it in a way he probably doesn't want me to show you. He is currently in LA with Gerald, partying it up. He should be working today, but instead he's sending us bathroom mirror pics. Trying to fucking stunt on us while we're working.
I need that crap.
In a robe. Jesus
Living
Christ.
The life, man. Yeah.
Ain't even on the screen with us, but he's taking selfies, showering fresh.
Go back, go.
Gonna be sad when the Titans win. V, I'm sorry about it, buddy. At least you're in a fun place though. You can go celebrate. You can go cry about it at the bar.
Crying in his robe.
Exactly. Use the little tassels to wipe the tears, you know.
All right. Baltimore and Dallas in Jerry's world. No way the Ravens start 0-3, right, guys? No way.
No way.
This is one of those games that I'm not touching because it makes no sense to me. These are kind of 2 teams everybody wants to disappoint. Like, everybody wants to hate these 2 teams. So I don't want to bet this game with that spread being just 1.
This is one of those games where you've got what is the term? You've got the immovable object versus the unstoppable force situation.
Yeah.
Except it's the opposite. It's like the shitty of the shittiest versus the poopiest of the poopiest. Like you've got the Cowboys that have the worst statistical rushing defense in the NFL versus the Ravens who have the worst statistical passing defense in the NFL. One of those things is going to give today, or they both are going to play out, and we're just going to see the Cowboys just throw the ball everywhere and the Ravens just run the ball everywhere, and it's going to be one of those types of games.
Who do you think wins, SPJ?
If I had to pick a side, I'd take the Cowboys, bet plus money at home. I didn't take a side. I don't want to take a side. I think I just want to enjoy this game. My favorite play is CD. I took CD. I got CD over 78.5 receiving yards earlier this week. It's now 83.5. I like it there too. I think he flirts with 100. I told you guys this earlier this week. The Ravens, like I said, have been the worst passing defense in the NFL to start the season. They've allowed a 100-yard receiver in week 1 and week 2, Rashee Rice in week 1 and week 2, Devonta Adams. I think that continues this week against one of the best wide receivers in football. CD's been a little bit disappointing to start the season in comparison to his high standards. He still had four catches for 90 yards and a touchdown last week, but I think this could be a big day for CD. Yeah, I like his touchdown too. If you can find it for plus money or minus 110, it's good stuff there. I also like Lamar's rushing yards. I was looking at that last night too. It's 51.5. I saw a stat. I can't remember what it was. He hasn't played in Jerry's world since he got drafted or something like that. Or not, he didn't play there, but like something about like his really like situation with Dallas or something. And I don't know, this just feels like a game that Lamar is just going to run everywhere. And this Cowboys can't stop anything on the ground anyway. Right. So I think he could have a good game on the ground. Derrick Henry could have a good game on the ground. But my favorite was CD. That was the direction I went with this game.
Yeah. I think it's a little telling with this line.
Three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Wins the game at the buzzer!
Hey,
appreciate you, Jesus.
The bang is so much better anyways.
It's way better.
Memories, for sure.
Honestly, at this point, I think that we rode the boom wagon. We were also, of all the channels out there, even Barstool and the big ones, we were the first ones to bring the boom to you guys. And now everybody's fucking doing it, and I'm over it.
Kobe was on that so fast. When I remember, I was producing the first day. And he was like, "So bring up the video. The father and son. They're at Costco. They're eating cheese fucking buns or some shit."
The OGs remember that I actually sent that to Colby. So I am the one that incepted Colby's brain with that, and then that is the reason why he wanted to bring it up, and that is where we've gotten to.
I can blame you.
Yeah, I blame myself every day. Don't worry.
If someone gives us a sub, I'll play the boom. I'll play it. I'm a man of the people.
You move on. I like Kev.
I like Kev too.
I think the public. Sorry, go ahead.
You're going to talk about the game. I was
going to go back to the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
The public probably saw the Ravens at plus money. To when this opened up. And there's no way Lamar Jackson is starting 0-3, right? No way the Ravens do that after going to the AFC Championship game last year. And now we see, the Cowboys at plus money at home. That's something I would normally be all over. I'm staying off, but I would certainly lean with the Cowboys today in Jerry's world. Their defense looked like burnt toast against the Saints at home last week. They gotta step up. They gotta make some changes, and so I expect them to do that. I think the Ravens will be able to move the ball, but I think I side with the under. Might be my favorite play in this game. Just from a nitty-gritty perspective, that might be what this game turns into with the Ravens really pounding the rock against that Cowboys rushing defense. But I don't know. I'll stay off of this one, lean with the Cowboys in the under, though.
I think this is, again, a game that you just maybe take one prop or two or one thing you like and just sit back and watch it and enjoy it.
Yeah. 100%.
Could be a fun SGP game, too, like we were mentioning with that Lions game. I could see, kind of like a Derrick Henry rushing yards, touchdown, CD receiving yards, touchdown, Lamar rushing yards type of situation.
I really like your CD look, SPJ, because you've seen him get 17 targets in 2 weeks, but he hasn't had that 10 reception, 130-yard game yet. You might see it today at home. Maybe. Right. I'm not betting it, but hope to see it when I tune in.
He had 4 catches last week for 90, and he got about 60 of them on 1 catch and a touchdown. And the Ravens, as I said, they've allowed 2 massive days from wide receivers that are nowhere close. Well, Devonta Adams is close to CD Lamb, but CD Lamb's the most talented wide receiver maybe in football. I think he's going to torch him. So, all right. Moving on. Last game. No, we got one more actually. One more 3:00 game. Niners taking on the Rams. NFC West. Niners, let's see, without McCaffrey, without Debo, who else is sitting? I mean, no Kittle.
Luka.
Yeah.
Kittle. I mean, so many stars out in this game. Who is playing in this one?
Well, Jordan Mason is playing, and I'm taking his rushing yards. I got 89.5 earlier this week. I said it on the show earlier this week. It's now 94.5. I would still take it there. He's been awesome. Since taking over for Christian McCaffrey, this rushing attack is one of the best in football, and the Rams have one of the worst rushing defenses in the NFL as well. They can't really stop anybody on the ground. That's the recipe for Jordan Mason getting a lot of carries. Additionally, I mean, Brock Purdy still has Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings. These got weapons, and they're going to probably find a way to get guys open just because what they do. But I think Jordan Mason's going to get a heavy dose again. I like him to get 20-plus carries, and I think he gets over the 100-yard mark, and I do like his touchdown as well. I like the 89.5, which is what I got earlier this week. I would take it at 94.5. I think he's going to keep doing what he's been doing.
Oh, yeah. So
Nice.
Any thoughts on this one?
I actually do not have any thoughts on this one. I do not like betting teams that have so many injuries, but you see it exactly with Mason. These teams that are that good, they have guys on their practice roster and second and third string that are actually very, very good, and they're good at ball. So I'm scared. I don't think the Rams are that good of a team. They're also facing injuries with Puka. So I don't know. This is a complete stay away from me personally. I haven't placed anything in this game.
Honestly, looking at it right now, I might bet the under. I don't necessarily trust the Rams defense to help with that, but obviously the Niners have plenty of weapons that they won't normally have. Are they going to be okay in this game? Yeah, probably. They're going to win. I don't know if they're going to cover the 6.5. I would be comfortable back in the Niners money line in some way, shape, or form. But I do think I like the under. Rams really struggled last week against the Cardinals defense, and the Niners defense is so much better, in my opinion. So honestly, that Rams team total under too could be maybe something I'll hop on for that 3:00 game. But no official bets for me in this one. I think the Niners win, not a lot of scoring.
Mm-hmm.
This could be a tough day at the office for Matthew Stafford.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I mean, a snooze fest could be. But I think that Mason's going to get the job done on the ground purely because I think they're just going to lean on it, and I think he has a chance to have a good one.
It's going to be a random game. So I was looking at the touchdown scores. I think Blake Corum was like plus 1,100. It's going to be somebody like that scores in this game. It's going to be a messy one, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cup is not active, Prindy. Pretty sure Cup's out.
He's out.
He's out for multiple weeks, isn't he?
Yeah. I think so.
Cup is out, but he's not on the IR. Puka is on the IR.
Puka is on the IR. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cup has a high ankle sprain, and I think they're kind of waiting to see how that, because usually those take 2 to 3. Yeah. 2 to 3 to 4 weeks.
They're not putting him on the IR because they're hoping it's less than 4, but we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move to the night game.
Out on the Rams. Absolutely. All righty. Sunday night football down in Atlanta. Falcons hosting the Chiefs, catching 3 points at home. Go ahead, gents. Take it away.
I'll go first in this one because my last play is in this one. I'm going with my boy Kyle Pitts. We saw Drake London make big plays at the end of last game, and I think today Kyle Pitts might have a good game. We saw Gesicki on the Bengals and Isaiah Likely, that's his name, right, on the Ravens, have good success against this Chiefs team at the tight end position. I think Kyle Pitts at that 40.5 receiving yards, like I was saying with my other play, the line is just low enough that I feel comfortable taking it. Once again, I don't think Kyle Pitts is going to have a gangbuster game. I think maybe Kelsey is the one that has that game, but I know maybe Shags can talk more to that. But I do like this Kyle Pitts line at 40.5. I think he has a very serviceable game. 5 receptions, 60 yards. I think he sits comfortably around there in this game.
Mm-hmm.
He's a tough guy to bet on.
Yeah.
He didn't even get targeted last week. And he's on my fantasy team, so I know that. I
like Payne. So I'm going back to it.
What'd you say, Shags?
Arsenal scored 2-1.
Come on, you Gunners. Sorry about your under. Come on. I like the Chiefs, dude. I'd be down to actually put the Chiefs money line as the last leg of our 3-legger and kind of ride it out till Sunday Night Football, because I think the Chiefs win this game. I know it's a big night for Atlanta. Arthur Blank's going into the Atlanta Hall of Fame, at home. I think I saw that Adam Schefter posted that this is considered their biggest home game so far in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That just screams that Patrick Mahomes is going to come in there and just ruin the fucking party. So
I mean,
I
yeah.
like the Chiefs. I don't know if I want to take the 3 because this game should be close. The Atlanta defense is pretty good, and no running back. The running back situation is a little tough for you guys right now. But it's Mahomes. I don't want to overthink it. I like the money line for a parlay. And I like the Pitts look, like you said. So I mean, I like his receiving yards. I do like his touchdown as well, especially for my fantasy team. But I don't want to bet that guy. So
I'm with you. This game, it opened up at what I think 4.5 was the number, and it's obviously worked its way down. I definitely wanted no part in backing the Chiefs at the 4.5. The 3 is a little more tasty to me, but I would still just rather go with the money line. This is going to be a close game. This seems like a game the Chiefs win and a field goal again. But favorite game in this favorite play in this game actually is the under. I'm on the under 46.5. And then I'm also on Mr. Harrison Butker over 1.5 field goals. I actually took Chiefs team field goals over 1.5. It's technically not Harrison Butker. I don't know. Bovada was giving me a weird line, but love the under in this one. Both these defenses fairly underrated, in my opinion. They've combined for 4 turnovers so far this season. Atlanta only gave up 2 red zone trips to the Steelers when they were at home last. And they're only allowing TD conversions on 28% of opponents' red zone trips. Chiefs, they get stopped in the red zone plenty, only scoring touchdowns 40% of the time so far this season. And that's 2 games at home. That number is probably going to drop on the road against the Falcons secondary that certainly held their own against the Eagles. So I'm a little weary of the Falcons defense. I think they come to play tonight at home. I think Mahomes might struggle just with not having that option to run the ball. The running back situation is gone in Kansas City this week. They don't have a running back. As far as I'm concerned, Carson Steele, Samaje Perine, Keontae Graham, they're not going to get it done. It makes the offense very one-dimensional, but I think, like I mentioned yesterday, that one dimension is still Patrick Mahomes. They're going to be okay offensively. I think Kansas City wins this game. I think it stays under. I think Butker gets a lot of work. So that's what I'm seeing in this Sunday night football game. The script already wrote itself, people. I might look to back the Chiefs live if the Falcons score first as well.
I like that. I'd be down to do the under instead of the Chiefs money line. What do you think? So could you kind of lean more with the Falcons in this game? I know you're kind of a Falcons guy.
I do. I've liked them since last year. People are down on them, but like Drake London and Kyle Pitts, they're still 23 years old, and they've put in multiple seasons in the NFL already. They're no slouches. I really like the Falcons in this game. I think they steal one. We've seen the Chiefs they have been stealing 2 games. I know Chiefs fans don't fully believe it's stealing, but they've been pulling it out.
We are 1 penalty and 2 shoe sizes away from being owned.
Yeah. So I like the Falcons in this spot, but it's still Patty Mahomes on the other side. Like someone said in chat, this might be a walk-off TD. You can never discount this Chiefs team. Doesn't matter. They don't have a running back. They won a Super Bowl with Kadarius Toney on the roster.
I think you guys want to take the under then?
I'm confident in either.
Yeah, I like the under. I do like the under.
Yeah.
I think that what we should do, because that's it. That's the slate today, boys and girls. That is the entire slate. We're going to talk. We have 2 Monday night football games, but we're going to talk about those tomorrow on BetSpresso because we have a special guest joining us. We got DJ and Wakely hanging out with us tomorrow on BetSpresso. So we're going to talk about both games on Monday Night Football tomorrow. So we'll stick with today for now. But so if we go Bucks money line, Raiders money line, and then we finish with the under, is that what we want to do?
Works for me.
We can do Chiefs money line. What do you lean on harder, Shags?
Well, I have actual coin on the under.
Okay. Let's do the under.
I don't have anything technically on the Chiefs to win this game at all.
Appreciate you, Jesus. Thanks, man. Thanks for being here. Congrats on winning again. I'll get in touch with you. I'll DM you. We could also pick something else. We don't have to do this game. We could also maybe ride with the Cowboys. I know that was kind of a close. Do we all lean that direction?
Yeah, that's a little riskier.
That
but
one scares me.
We could take that over in the Lions game. We all kind of like that. We could take the over in the Texans game. We all kind of felt like that was something we could look at.
honestly,
Saints?
Shags isn't as sure about the Saints.
Not as
That's my
sure
only
about the
concern.
Saints. But I was also the one talking you off of Bucks money line last weekend too. So
No. Trust yourself. Move on from the Saints.
I like either one of those overs though that you mentioned, the Houston or Detroit overs.
Yeah.
What we could also do is take that Raiders game out because that one is also kind of stinky.
Mm-hmm.
Just go Bucks money line and those 2 overs.
I can get behind that. What are we looking at odds wise?
You said Bucks money line. 405. 405 for that 3-teamer.
That's not bad.
Over 46.5, over 51.5. And Bucks to get the job done. What if we did toss in, make it a 4-legger, and throw in the
under?
Primetime under?
Shags, if you're ever one to add a leg to a parlay, brother,
Yeah.
you ain't got to
Look
say
who
you
you're
ain't gonna
talking to.
You ain't gonna get a no from me, dog.
It's an under, so I know you guys might hesitate a little there.
I like it. I like.
We
the
got
bet.
2
I think
overs.
it's a good bet.
Except the under.
Okay. Is this it then? Is this a little
I
best
think that's it.
for the Sunday?
Oh, she's
Look
pretty.
good. She's pretty. She's very pretty. Chat, what do you guys think? You guys gonna write it out with us? Everything doable. We're not doing anything crazy. We avoided most of the chalk. I mean the Bucks, but you know.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm riding
win
my
it.
driver with them, so I'll go down with the ship.
I mean, you guys hit yesterday with no player props, so I think that's good juju for today.
Mm-hmm. I already have hella units on player props today. I'm good on sticking with those.
And chat, if we hit these first 3 legs, we're holding an under 46.5 ticket for plus 871. That's very easy to hedge if you
As Jeff said.
worried for
Yeah.
Sunday night.
Yeah, just throw some beans on the over and enjoy the game.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like it.
I love
All right.
that.
I think it's good.
That's like plus 871. There
Good.
you go. I'll post the graphic after we get out of here.
Bang.
Good stuff. Good stuff,
yeah.
gents. Hell yeah. Well, chat, we appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for stopping by today for Gridiron Gang. If this was your first time hanging out with us for the show, drop a dub in the chat. We hope you enjoy it. Give us a follow right here on Twitch or on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, drop a subscribe on YouTube as well. That's free. If you want to subscribe on Twitch, as we said, it's September, so you get a discount on your sub. It really helps us, supports the channel. But the content will always be free, so don't worry about it. If you're watching us on X, we appreciate you. Go follow us over there as well at Your Betting News. Go follow Shaggy Bets. Get involved with his scribbles at bettingnews.com. Go follow Just Sook. Go follow myself, Sweatpants Jesus. Go follow all of us right here at Betting News. We really appreciate you guys stopping by. Hope you enjoy week 3 of the NFL season. Hope you enjoyed the analysis that we've done for the last hour and a half as well.
Time
Yeah,
flies.
you need to get a better book, buddy. Get a better book.
Dude, get one that accepts beans, man. Changes the game.
Yeah, Jack's book is really good for that.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
nice little dad joke.
Got him. Boys, you got anything else?
No. Let's enjoy the Sunday, people.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield's
Yeah.
on the field today, boys. That's a good day. It's always a good day.
I already got my
Hey, James,
lose
be
out of the
alive.
way, so 6-1. Here we go.
Sweeping the NFL board. It's already been determined. Appreciate you guys. All right, you guys came for the winners and you stayed for the vibes. Have a fantastic Sunday. Enjoy the slate, and we will catch you guys tomorrow. Take it easy. Peace.
What you know about rolling down in the down in the
Now I know y'all be loving this shit
What
right
you know
here.
about rolling.
What you gonna do?
Rolling.
What you gonna do now?
Down in the rolling.
What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit.
What you know about